The 1950s were an exciting time for cars, but over time, many of these once famous cars have faded from the spotlight. In this video, we'll revisit 10 standout cars from the 1950s that defined the decade but are now forgotten. From muscle cars to experimental designs, these vehicles made an impact on the roads, the streets, and the culture. Some were ahead of their time, while others fell out of favor as tastes changed. The Chevrolet Corvette is the first generation of the Corvette sports car. It was introduced late in the 1953 model year and produced through 1962. So, a quick one. Harley Earl, the head of GM's design team, loved sports cars. After the Second World War, American soldiers returned home with European sports cars like MCs, Jaguars, and Alfa Romeos. Earl realized that there were no affordable American sports cars on the market. In 1951, Nash Motors introduced the expensive Nash Healey sports car. This made Earl to convince GM to create an affordable American sports car. He started working on the project in 1951. The 1956 Chevrolet Corvette is a vehicle many people recognize as one of the most iconic cars ever made. In only its third year of production, this car underwent some changes from its first model years that helped pave the way for the subsequent changes in the car's iconic looks over the years. The vehicle was also one of the most advanced of its time, featuring a 265 cubic inch V8 engine capable of 225 horsepower and up to 270 pounds of torque. If you are looking for an American classic with high performance capabilities, this sport car is the one you would want. The introduction of the Chevrolet Corvette in 1953 led to the emergence of other American sports cars, like the Ford Thunderbird, which debuted in 1955. After the 1953 Motorama display at the New York Auto Show, which showed Chevrolet's new sports car, the Corvette, Ford decided to make something similar, so they introduced the Thunderbird in 1955. The T-Bird was a sleek two-seat convertible with a powerful V8 engine. This lightweight car, designed by George Walker, focused more on the driver's comfort than speed, and was not a direct rival to either the Corvette or European sports cars. The Thunderbird proved more suited to the American market than the Corvette, making more sales than the Corvettes when it launched in 1955. The Thunderbird came with a removable fiberglass top as standard equipment, with the fabric convertible top as a commonly specified option. The engine was Ford's 292 cubic inch OHV 292 Y-block V8, and the exhaust pipes exited through twin bumper guards bolted to the rear bumper. You can tell the Thunderbird was fantastic, but wait until you see this next one, the Cadillac Eldorado. While it certainly wasn't considered to be the sexiest car on the market at the time, the Cadillac Eldorado was a classic American car. When it was first introduced, this car was not designed to be a luxury car, but rather utilitarian. The Eldorado still ended up being one of Cadillac's top-of-the-line vehicles regardless. This also happens to be one of the longest-lasting vehicles on this list, as production of the line only ended in 2002, which is unusual for car manufacturers. One unique feature of the Eldorado was its size. Companies such as Lincoln, BMW, Dodge, and various European brands were all focusing on attempting to shrink their vehicles, but Cadillac decided to go in the opposite direction. At 220.8 inches long and 80.1 inches wide, the Eldorado was a monster on the road, especially in the early 1950s. As far as sedans go, the performance of the Cadillac Eldorado was nothing special, but it was more reliable than its counterparts in brands such as Jaguar, Jeep, Volkswagen, and more. The Cadillac Eldorado was the first American car to feature quad lamps. It was also, at one time, the most expensive and coveted vehicle on the market. It was the only American convertible for 8 years before primarily switching to a hardtop model. The expansive frontal glass and distinctive dip in the sheet metal at the bottom of the side windows were especially beloved by General Motors styling chief Harley Earl, and subsequently widely copied by others. Unlike the Eldorado, the next car on this list was relatively small. The Oldsmobile 88 came at the right time. This automobile was introduced at a time when people wanted smaller, more fuel-efficient cars. It was powered by a 303 cubic inch V8 engine, producing 135 horsepower. The 88 was available in several body styles, including a two-door sedan, two-door coupe, and four-door sedan. The 88, as it is commonly referred to, featured a sleek, curved design with a distinctive fastback roofline. The car's exterior was adorned with chrome accents, including a prominent grille, bumpers, and trim. The interior was equipped with premium features for its time, including a dashboard-mounted radio, heater, and cigarette lighter. The car also featured a spacious trunk and ample legroom. The Oldsmobile 88 was an image leader for the brand, especially in its early years. It was one of the fastest cars on the road thanks to its small size, lightweight, and powerful V8 engine. This engine was originally designed for a larger, more luxurious car, but it gave the 88 a big performance boost. Some people even consider the 88 to be the first muscle car because of its powerful engine and its small, light body. The Oldsmobile 88 was a superstar on the NASCAR track, winning many races from 1949 to 1952. Its success made it the first real champion of NASCAR. This fame helped sell more cars to the public. After World War II, people were eager to buy new cars, and the 88 was a hit with young veterans who were used to driving powerful military vehicles. Talking about iconic cars, who can forget the Buick Skylark? The Buick Skylark has been a favorite of many car enthusiasts over the years, thanks to its ability to turn heads with its sharp angles and unique styling. Even though Buick is now known more for SUVs and their lesser-known sedans, the Skylark was a smash hit on the road, turning it into a collectible. In 1953, the Skylark was named Car of the Year by Motor Trend magazine. Of course, it was a fascinating car on the road, but it wasn't just about looks. The Skylark's engine produced up to 180 horsepower and reached speeds of about 90 miles per hour when cruising down the highway. Performance like this helped make the Skylark a stylish option that could also be great for families. This car featured sharp angles with wraparound windshields, which was very different from other cars on the market at that time. However, it set the trend for the rest of the 1950s. Additionally, the design features made it look like a rocket ship from the future, which provided a unique look on the road. The Skylark was powered by a 322 cubic inch V8 engine, producing 170 horsepower. The car featured a 2-speed Dynaflow automatic transmission. The car's V8 engine provided respectable performance for its time, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of around 13 seconds. The Skylark introduced several innovations, including a new, more efficient cooling system and a revised suspension system. Now at number 6, we have another classic 50s car, the Plymouth Fury. The Plymouth Fury was known for its powerful V8 engine, smooth ride, and elegant design. It was introduced for the 1956 model year as a sub-series of the Plymouth Belvedere, becoming a separate series one level above the contemporary Belvedere in 1959. It featured a distinctive design with a bold angular grille and a sloping rear deck. The Fury's design was characterized by its luxurious interior with premium upholstery and trim. It also featured a 2-speed Power Flight transmission or a 3-speed manual transmission and was equipped with a range of powerful engines. The 1957 models were restyled. They were longer and wider, with large vertical tail fins and a new torsion bar front suspension replacing the previous coil springs. It was a favorite among American families during the 1950s, and its reputation for durability and reliability has made it a classic among car enthusiasts. You probably may have forgotten this next one. Well, I'm here to remind you. The Mercury Montclair was like an Oldsmobile that stands out due to its unique design for the period. This car is easily notable on the road due to its two-toned color design, typically seen in blue and white, which allows it to be differentiated from other vehicles from automakers. The Mercury Montclair is a series of full-size sedans manufactured and marketed over 5 generations by the Mercury division of Ford. The nameplate was used by the division twice, from the 1955 to the 1960 model years, and from the 1964 to the 1968 model years. The model was offered as a 2-door and 4-door hardtop, a 4-door pillared sedan, and a 2-door convertible. This V8 engine boasted 205 base horsepower along with rear-wheel drive, which was fairly customary for that day and age. Just over 320,000 Mercury Montclairs were produced in 1956, making it relatively common, which lasted until it was discontinued in 1969. The 1956 Mercury sedans got a fresh new look outside. The side trim was updated with a shiny chrome strip, and there were new two-tone paint options. The car also got some important updates under the hood, including a new 12-volt electrical system and automatic lubrication for the steering and front suspension. Coming in at number 8, we have the Pontiac Star Chief. The Pontiac Star Chief is an automobile model manufactured by Pontiac between 1954 and 1966. It was Pontiac's top trim package on the Pontiac Chieftain, with later generations built on longer wheelbases and serving as the foundation platform for the Pontiac Bonneville. The Star Chief was available in several body styles, including a two-door sedan, two-door hardtop, four-door sedan, and four-door hardtop. Star Chief's V8 engine provided respectable performance for its time, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of around 12 seconds. The car was easily identified by 3- and 4-star-like trim features along varying areas of the car. A feature all Star Chiefs were equipped with, star arrangements as follows in generation discussions. The car was easily identified by 3- and 4-star-like trim features along varying areas of the car. A feature all Star Chiefs were equipped with, star arrangements as follows in generation discussions. Even if you were not born in the 50s, there's no way you will forget this next one. It's a popular car, and you would have probably seen it somewhere. The 1955 Chevrolet Belair, also known as Chevy Belair, is considered a classic car. As the second generation of Belairs, this Chevrolet had a few features different from those of the previous model years, such as 2-speed electric windshield wipers. It also had an optional V-shaped chrome grille, which wouldn't become standard until 1959, along with many other minor changes from the first generation models. The 1955 Belair was initially introduced as a faster, sleeker, and more modern model than previous ones. It featured an all-new design that would eventually become Chevy's hallmark in years to come, leading to it becoming one of the most popular vehicles of the 50s in future years. It is named after the wealthy Bel Air neighborhood on the west side of Los Angeles. Do you think you can remember this last one? The Dodge Coronet is an automobile that was marketed by Dodge in 7 generations and shared nameplates with the same body shell with varying levels of equipment installed. It was introduced as a full-size car in 1949 as a high-end trim level of the Dodge Meadowbrook that featured a 230 cubic inch inline-6 engine or a 276 cubic inch V8 engine. It was redesigned in 1953 with a more modern and sleek appearance, featuring a 241 cubic inch V8 engine or a 276 cubic inch V8 engine. Which of these cars was your favorite? Let us know in the comments section below.